Hello, everybody. Again, Robert Denar, licensed clinical mental health counselor. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about cigarettes. How exactly do cigarettes help you? Now, I will say that cigarettes are one of the harder things to go against. Like once you start, it's a tricky thing to stop. So I figured I'd have this conversation on what exactly are the benefits of smoking, dipping, chewing, and now even vaping. So a lot of times people use it like they're stressed out. What helps? Cigarette, vape, all the things we just talked about. Nicotine helps. Now it actually doesn't help very well with anxiety, but it tricks your brain into thinking it's helping. So cigarettes have the potential to release the same amount of dopamine as having sex. Like how many people have heard or seen it in movies or done it themselves with you have sex and then you have a cigarette afterwards. And I think there's some comparing there because they both release the same amount of dopamine into your brain. It gets rewarded that same. So the natural limits of your brain, a cigarette has a potential to reach the highest amount of natural dopamine release just by having nicotine. So it tricks that part of your brain into thinking like it's good for you. But in reality, cigarette smoking actually increases anxiety responses, kind of gets you revved up. It does the opposite. So and that's the way it is with a lot of addictions. It kind of tricks you into thinking it's helping when it's actually not. But let's look around some of the responses. Now we'll stick to cigarette smoking. It seems to be the most common one. So let's even just take a look at the act of smoking. So you are stressed out and you're like, I need a cigarette. So what that means is in having a cigarette is you usually leave where you're at. You take the cigarette. You do a thoughtful breath. You inhale, nice deep, long inhale. You blow out. It's thoughtful. It's not quick breathing. So you took space and you're thoughtfully breathing. Like those are two pretty big things for relieving anxiety. Take the nicotine out. Take the cigarettes out. The behavior that goes with the cigarettes can be helpful. Like stress and anxiety, a lot of times that gets fidgety with your hands. Your hands want to get going. Mine, if you can't tell, I'm a hand talker, so my hands get going. Shoulders get tense. What helps with that? Doing something with your hands thoughtfully. Taking that cigarette and having that motion, having your hands be busy, having them be tied up. Taking that breath, thoughtful breath, usually long inhale that slows down your breathing pattern, and you're taking space. So the actual benefits of what cigarettes do. Sometimes if you don't have cigarettes much at night and you wake up in the morning, you get that first cigarette of the day and you kind of get that rush, that really good feeling, that first cigarette high. So the reason why that happens is cigarettes actually take 8 hours to break down in your system. So a lot of times that's why that first cigarette has the potential to give you that lightheaded, good feeling because it's out of your system. It's like you're getting the full benefit of it. So anything you're having within that 8-hour window, you're not getting the full potential of a nicotine cigarette. So I think that's an important note. The rest of that is just you're getting some benefit. Like you have it 4 hours later, maybe you're getting half the benefit, but nothing like that first one. So anything you do in there, because the way the cigarette half-life works, you're just not getting the full benefit. So the longer you can space out the cigarette, the more actual benefit you get from it. So I know that cigarette smoking is a hard thing, and it could be the difference between feeling like you can handle stress or you can't. But I would suggest there's some ways and medicines you can get, some patches, some ways to work through that, and just even the awareness that it's not all about the cigarette. Some of it's about the technique that you're doing already, like the taking space or the mindfulness of thoughtfully doing something different. So hopefully that was helpful, and I'll talk to you later.